Chapters 46 and 47 of the Berserk manga, entitled Wounds Part 1 and 2, showcase some of the most intimate and emotional beats of the entire story, and to this day, truly stand out as some of the most beautifully written moments between two lovers coming together and unleashing their inner faults and traumas to one another. I've gone into a pretty deep analysis on these chapters before, and I'll link that video in the description below. But just as a brief reminder, this is just as Guts and Casca embrace their feelings for each other for the first time. At first, Casca is hesitant, feeling as though embracing her feelings for Guts might invalidate her entire existence up until that point, always pining for Griffith's affection, and all of the work and effort that she put into the Band of the Hawk under his lead. The symbolism of the word wound is first used when Guts begins to reassure her that based upon her numerous battle scars, that each scar tells a story and that each one led her to this moment in time. She's real, she's authentic. He says nobody can lie their way into that many scars. And as her body was wounded physically, Guts represents the promise to heal her emotionally moving forward, allowing her to embrace the present moment. But as part 1 ends, as confident as Guts seemed at first, he wasn't prepared for how damaging his own past would be in this moment, imagining himself in the place of his own abuser and Casca as his younger self. Part 2 deals primarily with Guts' past, his suffering, and all of it being forced to the surface, something that he has to face in order to move forward. Overwhelmed with emotion, he breaks down and admits all of his childhood abuse to Casca and how he had to kill his own father figure, Gambino. Showing this pain, this weakness, and ruining their first time together, Guts turns away to leave her. But Casca fully accepts and embraces him, understanding him and accepting him in this moment, saying that she wants another scar, one that she can say that he gave her, meaning staying true to herself. She wants the next everlasting impact on her life to be from him, and for Guts to actually be comforted and not looked at like a mad dog or betrayed in some way. It brings him back to the only comforting thoughts of his childhood, when he felt safe next to a sword. But now, it's Casca bringing him that same sense of relief. But then, let's just say things didn't go as planned. After more years of pain, turmoil, struggle, travel, and nonstop frustration and danger, Casca eventually has her memory restored on Elfhelm, and we were all waiting for her eventual reunion with Guts. We were wondering if we were going to get another Wounds-like chapter. But as Shirake and Farnese attempted to heal Casca fragment by fragment, the final piece, her heart bound with thorns representing her body and mind desperately trying to protect itself from the truth, a truth that broke her in the first place, and with that truth revealed, could her heart even still continue to go on? Every time Casca looks at Guts, she is brought back to that moment, and more memories of the eclipse fill her mind. If there was ever a chance for these two characters to ever truly be together again, it seemed more and more dim as the chapters went on, especially with the ominous warning by Skull Knight saying that her wish may not be his wish. But if there was another moment, another chapter, another Wounds perhaps, if after Casca develops and heals more and perhaps they meet again within the walls of Falconia, what would a Wounds Chapter 3 look like now after all of this extra baggage that they each carry? I think a few things would have to be addressed and would definitely come up. First, we have the moment when Guts was filled with rage, frustration, a lack of sleep, and his own inner darkness, wishing to take Casca over, or perhaps even get rid of her entirely. This man that has bruised, broken, and created 10 times as many scars on himself in service of protecting Casca, has also, in a cruel twist of fate, literally given her a scar, biting her breast while under the thrall of his beast of darkness. It is a moment that no doubt needs to be brought up between them, but how will Casca respond? And I look at it this way. Guts is not a hero, in the traditional sense anyway. He's ultimately human, and he's about as flawed as you can be. He's made a shit ton of mistakes, and he knows it. He's done horrendous things, but the key factor of Guts' character is that he owns up and takes accountability for them. This moment is what made Guts accept companions, to help him stay in check and to never hurt Casca again. Guts will admit what he did, and he will hurt over it, and Casca will hurt over it, and Guts will accept the outcome, taking on the responsibility for his actions, whether that means Casca stays or Casca goes. Just as Guts turned away from Casca in the original Wounds, I see a similar thing happening here, him being prepared to walk away and take on that burden and take on that responsibility. But it was Casca's choice to accept him after he opened up before, and just the same, it will be Casca's choice to continue supporting Guts even after his darkest and weakest moment. But I think that she will. Within the dreamscape, Casca still projected Guts as a protector. Despite an outward fear, I believe that her subconscious understands Guts on a level that most never could. That wounded dog carrying the burden of the Hawk's death behind him, and even if Casca is the heaviest weight holding him back as he drags her across the barren landscape, he is still going to carry her as far as possible and through whatever danger they may face, without giving up until he dies. Casca's wounds now will be reopening her heart, removing the thorns that are protecting it, and being able to love once more. But of course, now, it is no longer just about Guts. We have the second major factor that will have to be brought up, and that is undoubtedly the Moonlight Boy. And I truthfully don't believe that you can have this moment without the boy, because now it's bigger than just Guts and Casca. And just remove the idea of the boy and Griffith sharing a body for a moment and just concentrate on the family dynamic. The boy and Casca have always been drawn to one another. On multiple occasions, the boy has come to aid Guts or to quell his darkness too. That love, that flame that keeps the darkness away, that Goto always talked about, has extended beyond just Casca now. As much as Guts and Casca need one another, the boy is also a vital part of their pairing. It has always been trying to protect Casca and just be where it feels the most comforted, which is with its parents. Wounds Part 1 focused on Casca accepting her choices. Part 2 focused on Guts accepting his faults, and in turn, Casca accepting him for them. If there was a Part 3, I believe that it would be about the two of them accepting their responsibility moving forward regarding the creation of their love, and even with it being the tainted, corrupted demon child that it is, it still chooses them and chooses to be with them at every occasion. The boy could perhaps both subdue any rage within Guts and comfort any trauma flooding through Casca's mind at the sight of him. He is the connecting thread to help the two of them finally recover and find solace, and I believe that without all three of them together, that solace may never happen. Now, of course, there is the elephant in the room, and that is the child's connection with Griffith, and this is where the drama of the story lies. How will this problem ultimately be solved? That is something that I hope Miura told Koji Mori and his associates as they try to continue the story. Whether there is a way to separate the boy from Griffith, whether there is a way to have the boy maintain permanent control, I don't know. But maybe if Guts and Casca could find any peace in their lives, I think it would be by embracing the family dynamic. And maybe the boy does serve as a hawk of light in some way, that something beautiful can come from the darkness, or at least be able to overcome it. That regardless if you are born from a corpse, or sold away, or spawned from a horrific act, you still have that choice to heal those around you. But just as every Behelit is, at the end of the day, a choice for Guts to take accountability, a choice for Casca to forgive, and a choice for the child to bring them together once more. I think Berserk has a lot of themes, but if you boil it down, a lot of it does come down to choice, to acceptance, and to understanding. And I think if there was a Wounds Part 3, that's exactly what it would cover. Also, just imagine if this panel was redrawn with the characters now, but also put the boy snuggling in between his parents. Imagine if the last panel of the series is this image, but them with the boy. I could die happy, or more importantly, maybe Guts could. But anyways, tell me what you guys think about a Wounds Part 3, and what would it look like if there was one? What would Guts and Casca talk about, and how do you think it would resolve? Anyway, let me know all your thoughts and theories and ideas down in the comments. I'd love to read them all. Also, leave a like on your way out if you enjoyed the video. Check the links in the description for my Patreon, channel memberships, merch store, and also all the various social media links where you can follow me. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.